Hello, everyone.
Birds aren't real.
Thank you, DJ. Welcome back to another episode of the City of Oshuamp. We are NotGreatRPG, and we're here once again to entertain you with horror.
When you say it like that, it sounds sincere.
I mean, it's mostly like I'm just horrified most of the time.
Entertain you with our horror.
Our horror, yeah. But yeah, we'll go around the table real quick, introduce ourselves, and then we'll have a brief recap, and we'll pick up where we left off last week. As always, I'm Don and not Lawrence, and I'll be playing Ether Revy, the Grave Domain Cleric, this evening.
As always, I'm Lawrence, and not Don. Whether Paul's here to enjoy it or not.
That's Paul. He'll be here in a little bit.
Eventually.
And he's playing Felix, the Green Man.
I'm Glenn, and I have dinner plans. I also play Vorst.
We do have dinner plans.
I'm Charlie, I play Thariel.
I'm Sarah, and I play Ritora.
And I'm Nesgrim, I play DJ.
Did it on the first try. And I'm John, the Dungeon Master for the City of Oshuamp.
Thank you,
last
Mike.
we left off with the horrifying visions of poor little Benny Boy, as everyone around the party had various terrifying things that Benjamin's special sight was able to see and finally inform the party of. Ether with, a terrifying shadowy monster behind him as well, a cacophony of souls fluttering around his face, just slowly giving him besos. Little besos. Yalum Lo reinvigorated with the more pronounced figure of Kubalo finally re-emerging since Yalum Lo's untimely death. Felix with some positive vibes, effectively, like a man of water has a river running through him, coursing towards the third eye at the center of his forehead. Vorst is a great boy, so is Rearda, just a couple of great wolfmen. just dogs. Just dogs doing dog stuff.
Great.
Thariel with the sleeves of demons.
Demon sleeves.
Wait, demon sleeves.
Sleevey demons.
Yeah.
You mean these bad boys? No, they're kind of like hands. It's fine.
You know what you should do is get those sticky hands and
Why is that worse than actual, hands reaching out?
Just sticky hands. So sticky.
Ritora with the horrified spirit still of the rotting one imbued within her soul. And Nesgrim with a small pulsing, holy seeming light at the center of his body, enveloped by an encroaching darkness that results in the projection of his material bone wings and strips of his flesh flayed, still dripping blood. That happened. Then we were like, all right, let's maybe go. Let's go do something. Not in this horrifying city, because we've been back for not long, and all we've done is be afraid and want to leave again. We packed up. Corin and Carolyn went to visit Marybelle, bidding us farewell, saying that their duty is to remain here in the city. We came to the conclusion that it is probably for the best for us right now to lay low to the point that we leave the city. Arthur and Catherine having been talked into going to spend their time with Melithel and Melicy, knowing now that their home is going to be more actively watched and at risk of potential invasion or assault. Everybody packed their stuff up. Arthur took us down to his glorious treasury. Everybody got some sweet-ass magical items, which will be very helpful for the things that we have to do. We all gathered into yonder carriages and made our way out, pausing briefly at the gates for Arthur to intimidate the guards with, the guns that Arthur has, because he's Arthur. Made our way out through the gate at North Slums. I will say that if there is anything anybody would like to have as their momentary conversation in the carriages en route, but the travel is going to be unimpeded. Arthur has guns. So even if there was a bear, bears no. Guns are bad.
And just a warning shot.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, no.
I will say there's not much in the travel from Oshuamp to the opening of the Fellwood. It is predominantly open snowy plains. So half of your journey is uninterrupted. You start to go through the woods. As well, animals are going to be frightened by the presence of 4 to 6 horses, 2 enormous carriages, a shitload of noise being made. Anything that would have been looking out for you guys from a bestial side would have been frightened away. Non-beasts, They're
There.
there.
The bears.
peeping
The
with their
bears are
little-
just sitting there like, oh shit, that's Arthur.
Yeah, right.
He shot that guy.
Also, not related, but related, I can get 48 sticky hands for $13. Just, I did look, as obviously.
If I need to buy a new jacket to make sticky tassels,
I think you gotta. Like,
listen,
It's canon now.
I have to. Just like Abe.
But yeah, I would say otherwise, if not, there would not be anything that would inhibit you from your journey back to yonder cabin and the lake. Again, but I want to leave adequate space in case anybody did want to do anything on the carriage ride over.
How are we split up?
It was Felix at the front of the one carriage with Arthur and Little Ben, and I believe you were in the back of their carriage.
I'll drive.
You would, I'm
Ours,
imagining,
yeah.
drive the other one. But again, I do not know if there's anything anybody wanted to do on that carriage ride, but I will obviously leave that space.
I would just be snoozing.
That's fine.
Listening to.
Yeah, you guys did leave overnight, so like again, if everybody just wants to say like for those of us that do need to sleep, we sleep our sound 8 hours on the slow, methodic carriage ride. That is okay with me. There are individuals that do not need to sleep. I will obviously ask Paul when Paul arrives, because Paul doesn't need to sleep.
Yep.
But for anybody else that is either meditating or awake, totally up to you. If there isn't anything, that is also okay.
After I would complete my 4-hour meditative sleep, I would be watching out the back, not necessarily to see if anything is following, but just to see if anything's following.
Yeah, I mean, you could be doing that during your 4 hours of meditation.
Sure.
Like, it's not like you're entranced and that your eyes are closed. You just have to be
Sure.
doing very light activity. Yeah, no, I will tell you that as you are completing that watch, that, like, even as you guys are getting outside of the opening, say, mile or so of the flat plains to where Oshuamp, the city itself, becomes much more, like, less pronounced in your sight as you guys are obviously traversing away. Nothing looks like it has left the city of Oshuamp. Nothing looks like there is, like, there's not like a band of fucking brigands
Yeah.
like hanging out as you guys enter into the Fellwood. Hello. As you guys get into the Fellwood, I would tell you that, like, it's very quiet. Like, it is night. Your sight would be mostly that you would see the familiar nocturnal, like, snowy owls that are out
Sure.
for yonder hunting time, looking for little rodents that are scurrying through the underbrush.
Sure.
So I will tell you that it doesn't look like there is anything of a size larger than a nocturnal predatory bird.
Okay. The other thing I would have looked at as we were leaving was if before we went into the tunnel to leave the city, I would have looked up at the sky and then looked again after we got out as we were moving away from the city to see if anything changed.
Okay. Now, obviously we are not in the physical space, so,
Yeah.
like, in my interpretation, ye old Oregon Trail style wagon would have canvassing over the back. Do you want to lean out of that opening flap, or do you want to be looking back over, like, giving yourself a downward angle for an elongated peak at an angle to not lean out of the wagon canvas and be like, hey, you know that thing we were supposed to do about not being seen? Whee!
Yeah, no, I would be doing.
I
the
would think that
elongated peak.
Ether would recognize
Correct,
that
absolutely.
as patented elongated peak.
Yeah, no, that's what it would have been.
Okay. So looking inside right before the threshold and then looking again once outside the threshold, and you are looking for discrepancies in the stars, in any element of the sky, like
Yeah, just kind of any
projection of
elements.
clouds, visual of the moon.
Yeah, just kind of any elements, just because that we know that the sky goes dark on the 1st of Elthsis in the city, and Melithil and Melicy don't know about that. And I don't know that Ether has ever, like, looked to see if there is some sort of difference in the sky.
No, I will tell you that you absolutely are an astute and observant man. You would notice that there is not any perceivable difference between Pre-threshold, post-threshold.
Okay, cool.
Paul, I left the space open during the carriage ride saying that you're not going to be stopped or attacked by anything en route. You as a person that doesn't necessarily need to sleep, if there was any activity you wanted to be doing during that 8 hours of travel, because most other people are going to be sleeping or just doing like basic
Probably
watch.
keeping Nesgrim awake.
Okay.
Damn it!
No, I'm kidding. No, I mean, I was just like, look at the wildlife and trees and just...
Sure,
I'm assuming
go.
that would be in the front.
Yeah, you're still up with Arthur and Benny.
Yeah, Arthur wouldn't have needed to sleep?
Nope.
Or he would have powered through it.
No, Arthur doesn't need to sleep.
Perfect. Okay.
You have to sleep, right?
Yeah, I do, but I'm still driving. I know where I'm going.
Do you want me to take the reins?
No, I'll stay.
Yeah, I will also indicate you guys are going to an area that you perceive as friendly and peaceful, and would anticipate that Boris would be able to, like, catch 8 hours of sleep at some point during the day at the cabin.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're going on vacation. You're not
Yeah.
going into battle where it's like, I'll be fine.
I'll be okay.
Yeah, it's like you're going to get there, have a cup of coffee and a bagel, and go
Yeah.
take a nap.
Mm-hmm.
Or are we?
Or are we?
Yeah, as we're
Exhaustion for granted.
as we're heading into the Fellwood, as we go in, I'll like kind of look around and shudder a little bit and like look back into the cabin and or the actual
Yeah.
caravan, and so everybody would be asleep, and Ether would be just kind of like sitting in the middle of the cabin, staring out the back, right?
I'd be awake as
Aether's
well.
awake, Ratora's awake, Felix would be in a different cab or carriage, so would be undisclosed for you.
Yeah.
So you're sitting out of the wagon, like driving it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would just be kind of like posed at like the corner, like a cat, just like looking out and like trying to take in my surroundings. 'Cause
Yes.
I've never been out
You
this way. Right?
sleeping?
You have not been out this way in a fashion that would have been coherent enough for you to have formulated sound memories.
You don't remember shit.
So
I was drunk as shit last time I was out in the woods.
just, like,
Yes, absolutely.
I don't recall ever being out this
Yes.
way. Okay.
Yeah. So for the Fellwood, it is predominantly pine trees. There are some large, like more oakish trees. There's, again, as I was describing to Dawn, there would be ample, like nocturnal predatory bird life that would be out and about. You would see them stationary, though. Obviously, not just like a flutter. They would only begin to move when they could sense that there was something available for them. Because it is the second month of winter, there is not really much when it comes to natural, like, living flora still. So the majority of the plant life that would survive would be either at, like, the height, because it needs the little light that it does get, or is capable of surviving at the, like, canopy layer below the harsh projecture of the trees above. Which I will tell you, you see that there are some small bushes with various little blueberries and things like that that seem like they are quite hardy and capable of surviving out here. The majority of the trees, because there was a recently heavy snowfall comparable to how we had when we had the orc fight, you would see that at the bases of the trees, the way in which the leaves fall is obviously natural, but it results in pilings up of snows around in kind of like a circular pattern around the bases of trees as the snow eventually collapses from the branches above. You would see little branches cascading down over these small piles, pine needles and things like that, broken limb branches. An area that we would pass through after a couple hours would be notably significantly more cleared than any other areas in the Fellwood. This is an area previously indicated by Yalimla where the Loggers Guild worked. So, pass by that stuff. About 7-ish hours into the 8-hour journey, you guys would hit the small little frozen lake and know that you guys are very close. The lake, as I had described to the party before, is, decently sized. It's about 80-90 feet by like 60-ish feet. Obviously oblong, it's just not like an Olympic pool, like a clean rectangle. But the waters are pristine. Mostly frozen over, save for a couple of spots where our party did go adventuring.
Activity.
Is there any
As we
activity?
pass it.
No, I will tell you that it is quiet and peaceful. And it looks like it's mostly frozen back over again, actually. Because it has been several days.
Warun1, thank you very much for the $5 donation. We appreciate it.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah. So, again, mostly a natural environment, a very peaceful woodland forest so far.
As you start heading north of the
lake.
lake, I'm gonna start sniffing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would probably like catch our carriage up to Arthur's and try to get around in front so that we can like take him. He just knew general direction.
Correct.
So.
Don't let him pass on the right.
Not my part of this was.
It's a power move.
Yeah, he didn't see the spokes that I installed on the side. We're gonna Ben hurt him off the road.
Don't forget your blinkers.
Benny hurt.
Oh no, Benny. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like through the forest, you guys would be going more at like a trot, just to ensure that like none of the horses hit any treacherous terrain below and like
soft
tragically like
spots
break an ankle
yeah.
or anything like that. Yeah, so I mean, Arthur would see you kind of like briefly pick up speed, look over at you, and again know that he's not the one actually leading what is going on. He just went first because he's Arthur. And just would, quietly beckon you along, look down at Benny, and just go, shh. Because Benny's, like, passed out against him, just...
Me and Benny both. But maybe not that part. I don't know, is Nesgrim dreaming of demons?
I feel like
Wembley?
Nesgrim at this point, with everything that has gone on recently, particularly because of what Benjamin has indicated to him, that Benjamin absolutely would have given you this kind of like inspired dream. So like your subconscious would be projecting things that you've recently heard, and I would tell you that what would feel the most horrifying is the connection between when you guys were in the horrific desecrated hole and went to a different plane, and there was this horrifying visage of your shadowy mother behind you, that the projection out of the Blood Eagle style wings, you wonder where in relation to her those would be.
Nice dreams.
There you go.
Good dreams.
Yep.
You asked.
Just choose not to sleep.
I did
There is no peace even in dreams.
did specifically
True.
ask.
There you go, buddy. Yeah, so like your idea is you would be curious whether or not your bone wings would project through her, whether or not they would project into and then become almost as if you were crossing like a threshold, whether or not they would dissipate into her existence as well.
Or if they come from her.
Or if they come from her. And then again, if it is, as I had described, scraps and pieces of your flesh on the wings, is it that the wings are what are flaying you, or is it something standing right behind you that slowly is flaying your back open? So that would be Nesgrim's dream.
Sweet dreams.
In my eyes.
I am not resting peacefully.
Wembley!
I would just love for someone to be like, John, can you tell me a bedtime story?
Yep.
Yeah, as a matter of fact,
No
I could. The flayed skin,
problem.
where the wing's coming from, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, Vorst, after a moment or so, you would absolutely pick up in the distance. You would be arriving pretty early in the morning.
Is our old igloo still at the side of the lake?
Yes.
From our previous
Yeah,
setup?
absolutely. It still would have maintained structural integrity because it remains perpetually frozen up here. There would be like small little parts where you could see kind of depressions in them from areas in which the structure would have like slightly started to melt, maybe from
And
just
then
direct
refroze
sunlight
overnight,
striking.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But no, in the distance you would absolutely start to pick up the familiar early scent of a bonfire, like a campfire out in the morning.
I'll tap on the back of the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
Getting close.
Should one of us go ahead?
Nah, we'll all arrive at the same time.
I wouldn't want to frighten them away.
How could they forget this?
Mm-hmm. Good boy. Yeah. I mean, you would be the carriage at the front. You would make your way through the woods to the small little clearing where you would see the once again, the cottage, you would see the enormous tree that is now Adelstan's Hollow. And you would see...
Is there a sign outside? Adelstan's
Yes,
Hollow.
absolutely. Very, very, like, terribly, like, a big, like, effectively like a tree trunk that has been split in half. So you can see it's kind of got, like, the rounded back and just, like, cut with a jagged rock. Adelstan's Hollow.
Are there any traces of gravel out in front of the hole from him, like, piling rocks inside of the hollow?
Absolutely. Yeah, and you would see a small little happy hearth and campfire above it. You would see sitting in front of it, like they would have created, like obviously the campfire would be contained in a small set of like stones and rocks, so this way nothing splashes out. But around it, they had previously put like bigger rocks and stumps and things like that for everybody to sit. Sitting on top of one of the stumps, you would see a very small little pair of rabbits just looking out at the fire together. Like, clearly, like, you know when dogs pose for pictures and they get, like, one paw around the others? Yeah, absolutely like that. You would hear one of the rabbits still kind of snoring, and the foot just thumper-esque kicking.
I'll pull, like, some kind of a snack out of my bag.
Yeah, like a little piece of cheese or berries.
Dismount the carriage and walk over and just, without even, like, paying any mind to them, just sit down next to them and put it on the thing in front of them and warm myself by the fire.
Yeah. I don't know what everybody else would like to do. I mean, the one rabbit would, while the other is still leaning on its shoulder, just look over at you. You would see the ears just, like, very abruptly go fully perked. And just then raise a paw and just kind of wave at you. And then single, like, bunny bean.
Yeah. I'll just nod and kind of go back to warming my hands by the fire. Maybe look behind me and kind of, like, gesture, like, shh.
Climb out of the carriage.
Yep, I would walk over.
Yeah. So everybody from that carriage would step over. A minute or so later.
I probably would stay, like, perched back, like, make sure that, like, it's okay to come out, because...
Yeah, you've never been here.
Right.
You are the visitor.
Like a shy, like, toddler, like, meeting new people.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know whether or not anybody wants to, like, take the opportunity to, like, comfort Thariel and be like, hey, it's fine, or if we're just going to be like, I'm just going to go sit.
I was going to get to it, but since you brought it up, no.
You were in a different carriage, which is why I didn't think that it would be you.
If she's still
exactly.
back.
That's why I wouldn't think it would be you.
As the party starts filling in, if I, like, look back and I notice she's not with us and see her back by the thing, I'll wave and be like, come here.
Quietly saunter over, like, head down.
Gesture to a stump for you to sit on.
Yeah, Arthur and, you know...
Because it's cold.
Arthur and Felix would, you know, pull up the carriage behind and park and, you know, dismount, and he would look inside and usher Catherine out. Catherine would just gently stir you awake.
Gently stir me awake with a pillow over my face.
Yeah, she would softly, with, like, her one gloved hand, just, like, push your shoulder and just say, we're here.
Oh, what's Wembley?
You dream of Wembley?
What?
You loved him very much.
I did.
Like a father.
Sure, yeah, like a father.
Very good. I'm sure he is happy to know wherever he is now that you are missing him.
Always. Are we here?
Yes, we have arrived at whatever cottage this is.
This is a safe place. Let's go on and join the people.
And they were roommates.
Arthur would absolutely, like, cradle Benny in his arms and quietly walk on over. What?
Just tell him to be careful if he looks at them.
Oh. All right. Wake up!
Just drops him in the snow.
He's a smart kid. Into like a big pile of snow. Benny. Hey, Benny.
It's time to get up.
What? It's cold. I can feel feel that? Papa. Benny, the carriage crashed. What do you mean? What happened?
I'm gonna use my mystic hand to start slowly covering.
He just like sees the snow enveloping his son from the side. No. That's crazy. No. Benny, you're gonna get buried alive down there. That help. Maybe you help. You're fine. I'm right here.
I'm gonna do it a lot faster.
Oh shit, Ben! He reaches down and pulls him up by his collar and just dusts him off. There you go, buddy. See? Right as rain.
Be careful of the quick snow.
Ooh. Good God. Benny, he's right. Quick snow is one of the most treacherous things out here in the wild.
Start covering his feet again.
He whips him and throws him up.
Why are we torturing this child?
Absolutely like up into the air in a rush, like vertically like 10 feet. And he's like, oh shit, Ben! Catches him and just brings it back down.
Poor kid.
So,
Right?
it hungers.
This is not torture compared to looking at all of you.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah, no, he holds him
Wow.
aloft above him, like obviously just like joking around with him, like, see, Ben? Daddy'll always catch you. No problem, bud.
Back in the snow.
Places him down and then like taps him in the back to like, you know, usher him along and looks over at you. Thanks. He doesn't get much time to have fun, unfortunately.
Oh, he's gonna love his uncle.
Smile.
I've got guns.
Those
No,
are
he
finger
actually
guns.
pulls the guns out.
Love guns.
If he pulls out his guns, I'll still finger guns.
Yeah, no, he would 100% finger gun. Yeah, and I mean, you would walk over with Catherine.
Visibly shaken, but yeah.
Yeah, he would look over. Oh, hey, babe. Oh, hey, babe, what's up? You alright? Are you usually like this in the morning and you've not spent the night?
I think I have to go back to sleep.
What do you mean?
Did you call me babe?
No. Why would I call you babe? She's right there.
No, I just had weird dreams.
Oh, sorry. Well, disturbed creatures usually dream of disturbed things. Trust me.
That's
He
fair.
places a hand on your shoulder. What's going on up here? Fucking crazy. Let's have some breakfast.
Very comforting.
I would like to silence these demons in my heart. She just walks over towards the campfire.
Chuckling at all.
He's laughing.
I'm gonna start rummaging through his carriage for liquor. Hard liquor.
Like, as he's walking away and chuckling, like Catherine, you know, skips over to like catch up with him, and as she walks by you, she just like brushes like your shoulder from the back with her hand, kind of like ushering you forward. He's a jokester. Forgive him.
Yeah. Yeah.
You hear him chuckling ever so slightly ahead. Nesgrim doesn't have much time to have fun either. Lonely man.
Rude.
Catherine runs up behind him and catches up to him and puts her arm around him. And he catches up and has a seat around the fire, and you know, again, there's a sleeping rabbit and another rabbit, and the one rabbit that is obviously awake is just like waving at everybody as they come and sit down. Clearly beckons towards the large cauldron where you can see that there is a slow simmering pot of what would look like oatmeal. Like just a big like mess of fucking like mushy grains and like milk, and it smells very sweet. It smells of cinnamon and honey. It smells delicious. Yeah, absolutely. You guys have vested, so you have your own bowls. They would welcome you.
I'm just gonna-
I'm good. Yeah.
Turn to Boris. Just the rabbits are our safest bet.
All over my face.
He's just got oatmeal dripping over his like stumbling
God,
dog
Mario.
beard. Just like jowls.
Is Riorda eating as well?
Oh yeah, 100%. Riorda like would have absolutely smelled cinnamon and like scurried out like very Scooby-Doo-esque like in the snow.
I feel like with his fixation on food, he would know that it's their cooking out of anybody's. Just like, yeah, we're here.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
he
just
would.
from-
I got a
Like a
pie that I
mile
can
away.
drown in. Yes.
Nope. Yeah, no, he would have just absolutely scurried up, seen that there was like a set of bowls to the side, paid no mind to the fact that one of them is not his bowl, and just dipped in and just.
After I got there, I would quietly introduce the new people to the awake rabbit. Very quietly, so as to not disturb the other ones.
So what would you say?
Oh man, you're putting a lot of...
I know, you volunteered.
Yeah.
You took this task upon
I was
yourself.
gonna do it, but now you're.
I'll point, Theriel.
And you see the rabbit just kind of look over in your direction and just peacefully, just very quietly tilt its head a little bit and wave.
It's either Melithel or Melicy. It's one of
Definitely
them.
Melicy.
When you say Melicy, it would nod its head.
Melicy, this is Catherine.
Yeah, she would look over and just kind of be like,
I'll point to the mouse
mm-hmm.
and then point to my eyes.
Yes. And then she would look up at the mouse and just twitch her nose and wave at the little mouse. And the little mouse would stand up and give a little wave. What a sweet little campaign this is. We're having oatmeal with a bunch of, woodland creatures.
This is really
You're
Snow
welcome.
White.
It's like Snow White. Yeah,
You're welcome.
Snow White.
Mm-hmm.
White
Snow
snow.
Snow white.
Orcs are white.
Orcs are white. Bones are white.
Snow
True.
blight.
You
It's
cannot
Snow
have
Blight.
oatmeal without brown
Snow
sugar.
blight.
True.
Arthur Hartwood.
And the ghost dwarves.
He said Arthur Hartwood? Who's that? Oh,
I was introducing you to Melicy.
that's a rabbit.
It's Melicy. That's a
Rabbit's
person.
name is Melicy?
It's a person.
That's a rabbit. That's grim.
You'll,
Your dreams are really getting to you.
you'll see.
I do see. It's a
Arthur,
rabbit.
do you remember when we talked about people transforming into animals?
Remember
Not
when
at
I
all.
remember when I did it in front of you?
Can't recollect. I'm just kidding.
I was flying.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sure you were.
You pointed a gun at her.
You were there.
Yeah,
What?
I was there.
Oh, that's right. You did. Yeah, you may or may not have pointed the gun at you while you were flying.
No. Why would I have done that?
To use the scope to look at her is what you said.
Listen, I had to make sure it was still your good friend flying out there, not some, devil.
So you do remember that?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I? She's a great friend. And that's a rabbit. Named Melicy, and it's somehow cooking a very large pot of oatmeal.
This is a
10
lot
times its size.
It's a lot of oatmeal.
Seems
Did
like
you-
they knew you were coming.
Second
Did you
serving.
expect us? To...
The rabbit would absolutely nod and then gesture up at, it's still like dawn, but you can still see stars visible. Would gesture up at the stars. Mm-hmm.
Arthur, where's the liquor?
Hmm?
I'm in his carriage. You hear me
Woo.
going around.
Light or dark?
Dark.
Good stuff. Pats his bag. Did you want some?
What?
Did you want some?
Oh, I was looking for you. You said you had demons.
Oh, yeah. Don't we all have demons, regrets, things that we've done in the past that we're ashamed of?
You're referring to his spirits?
He pointed and said he's crazy.
Crazy about this oatmeal. Dips a bowl in.
I'll just put my arms up and hop out of the back of the carriage.
It just pulls out like a bottle of whiskey, uncorks it, and just starts pouring some into the oatmeal.
I'll just give him a thumbs up.
I feel like that would be the shit.
It's a little early for drinking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at that point, obviously with sufficient people around, the clearly sleeping figure of Melithel Rabbit would, stop kicking and just like... and then he would break his wild shape. You would see Melicy as a rabbit pushed off to the side, fall face first into the snow, rabbit feet up in the air kicking. And he just...
Pick her up.
Oh, shit, I'm getting robbed.
Give us your stuff.
I don't got nothing. Just oatmeal.
Well, that's exactly what we came for.
Oh, God! The bad man.
Phil.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
All right.
We've brought new friends.
That's nice.
We got, and then Dariel, and I'll just go through an
Dariel?
Dariel.
Derriere.
Derriere. Nice to meet you, darling. Good to have new friends.
Arthur.
Arthur would look over. That's a man. Holy shit.
I told you.
I am a man, yeah. How are you? I'm great. That's nice. You all right? Constantly disturbed. Same. That's okay.
Told you.
This is a nice, peaceful place. It'll keep all the things inside real quiet. That's great. I live here forever. Woo! He just clearly like
Does he stake a flag?
he just like fully sits down, just like releases all of his control of his body and just crashes onto a stump and absolutely pulls out the whiskey bottle and like a flag plants it next to him in the snow. Keep it chilled. Everything I ever needed here.
And then,
Good to see you again.
Archwamp.
Oh God. You're back.
Yes.
You don't need to touch me again, right?
No, I do not think so.
Oh, thank God. What are y'all doing? You just came for breakfast?
we came for hot stuff.
You came to get high? Well, all right. First thing in the morning, good old oatmeal and bake.
That's why I didn't sleep.
Oh, good. You'll have a great day of rest then. Well, I mean, I'm hungry, so help myself. Walks over and takes his bowl. Wait a minute, where's her bowl?
Riordan may have taken it.
Your dog?
Well, he's a man too, but
Dog man.
yeah,
Like your friend.
Right.
You got 2 dogs now.
correct.
That's nice. Dogs like having friends.
Sure do.
You sniff butts? I'm just wondering.
It's a valid question.
What did I sign up for?
Are you all right?
That's personal.
That's fair. I do. And he just like creates another fucking bowl out of snow. And you see him just like use magic and harden the snow. And he takes a ladle and scoops some oatmeal into it. So y'all just came to get high?
Well, more
Did we come to just get high?
sort of. We're here to answer some questions and
You're here to answer questions.
to grow closer to one
Our
another.
friends needed a place to stay outside of the city.
That too.
Well, Arthur just looked. Yeah, I hope you don't mind if we crash. Nah, you can sleep with the big stone giant.
Big stuff.
That sounds fucking cool as shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna
It
point
is.
at the
He's
tree.
real nice.
I'll point at the tree when she goes big stone, and I'll just point the sign.
Yeah, I'll tell you that, like, out of the hollow of what would look like, obviously, 10 times the size of a normal tree, you can see that there's a substantially larger oaken tree, and in the hollow for where, you know, obviously birds would make a nest, you can see the face of an enormous gray-skinned stone giant
Oh,
man
dear
just kind
God.
of peeking out. Hello?
Good morning, Adelstan.
Hello.
I just kind of shuffle off my seat, just my. All friends here.
Friends are back.
Have you recalled any more of your songs?
No.
Songs?
Indeed.
Breakfast
Adelstan
songs.
has started writing songs of his own.
Breakfast
I would
songs.
love to hear some.
Take me home, Mountain Road. That's all Adelstan got so far.
That's pretty good.
That's
But
pretty
Adel-
fast.
Would you
Adelstan,
say you belong in a mountain home?
I do.
That could be the next line.
Good songwriter, friend.
Yes.
Adelstan like.
You could do a collaboration.
Oh, like work together.
Yes.
Adelstan could do.
Adelstan and Snezgrim.
Nesgrim.
Why Snezgrim?
That's
is
your
what,
name.
Yes, that is what he called you the last time.
Nesgrim. Yes. Good friend. Arthur is just staring at this fucking giant face in that tree you see.
Yes.
Just goes for a guy.
No, he is a friend. He is the one we told you about. That we might bring back under.
The guy that digs.
Yes.
Adelstan love to dig. Holy shit, he fucking talks.
Yes. He has several times.
I know, but damn. This is ridiculous, Ethan.
Yes, he is very talented.
Adelstan have, and you just see like emerge from the hollow of this tree, just like the wrists and enormous hands of a stone giant. So like, you know, I said like previously 5-ish feet across. So like, Adelstan dig big, and like just ever so slightly push the snow in front of his little hovel together. And it, in front of you guys, makes like a 2.5 foot high mountain wedge of snow.
Yeah, I'm just like baffled. I just like get back up to my feet and just just go closer and try and like just like take it all in.
Hello,
Hello,
Eagleston.
Thariel.
Giant. Sorry,
Thariel.
Tara.
Yes,
Friend.
friend.
I thought he said
Other friends. Nice.
Yes.
Need house. Eagleston. Build house.
That's very nice.
Snow.
Actually, Arthur could use the house, yeah.
House? Fuck yeah, dude. That sounds great. Preferably like a log cabin and not something out of just snow. Like, snow can fall. Stone. Stone's great. Sounds good. Edelstone. Fine stone. You see him just start to retreat into the tree.
So he's got a whole mountain of stone.
He does. He
Has he
collects
been
them.
collecting?
Yes, he has an enormous rock
I got a good
collection
backstop
in this
here.
pocket dimension. Yes.
I'll bring some samples out later.
Time to tear down second home.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so I mean, you know, Benjamin's just kind of here, like, looking around, trying to, as you had indicated, be careful about looking at them, trying to, like, eat his oatmeal and look more at you guys than, like, and then just realize, like, I'm just gonna look at the sun for forever. Please,
If he looks at the sun, I will dive and like, no!
free me!
What do you see at the sun? Doesn't have a face!
That could be good information.
It's a baby.
Teletubbies, help!
It's a baby and it's laughing.
It mocks me.
Yeah, Mutora picks up Melisy Rabbit and places her on an adjacent trunk, and she includes her wild shape as well, and she's obviously in more of like a nightgown. He's in just like his genuine like pajamas, so he's just got like, you know, a little cloth shirt, cloth pants. He's got little like sweater style boots on, like nicely knit. Like he's got like primitive Uggs. She's a great seamstress, sure. But yeah, you know, they're just relaxed, and she looks around at everybody. Well, I mean, if you wanted to do hot stuff, I could gather more of the herbs during the day, and possibly this evening.
I can come help if you'd like.
I can also help.
That would be very kind, yes, thank you.
I'm gonna dig a hole and go to sleep.
Okay.
He drove the way here.
Would you like to use one of the beds in the cottage?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, there's only one, but I'll keep him out here. He won't do what he usually does.
This is where
I
he
don't
tries
think-
to sleep next to me again.
Yeah, I don't think you would enjoy it quite the way I do. Well, maybe you would. I shouldn't judge, so, you know. But maybe he's, you know, not your first choice. Understood.
Yeah. I'll pass.
No problem.
Yeah.
Inside, up the stairs, and enjoy your rest, friend.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish my fourth or third bowl and head inside.
Yeah, there's absolutely plenty. Like I said, it was an enormous cauldron, and they remember the two dogs eat a shitload. Like, Melifel made a literal 10-pound shepherd's pie, and that shit got devoured, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna like start heading towards the house, and like I'm literally pulling armor off as I'm walking towards the house, and just like, ugh.
Yeah.
If there's something easy to spot, I can go and get it. You just point me in the direction.
Certainly. I mean, that is easy enough. The old herb list.
I'm assuming it's normal for regional magic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we still have some left over from when we last hot stuffed together, I guess, as you all are having us call it now. Well, I think we actually just need a bit of pipeweed and bijou leaves.
Well, which one would you like me to go get?
You seem like the kind of guy that would be great at finding bijou trees. She would indicate that they are the ones that, like, I have been describing with, like, an oaken trunk. They're effectively just, like, a different kind of oak tree. So she would point at the one that Adelstan is in, indicate, like, it would be about this tall. But you would see that it would have a lighter colored bark as opposed to the dark one we have here. Light bark, and then the leaves themselves are in a great big B shape. That's why it's easy for everyone to remember.
Shaped leaves. Okay.
And come back with, I don't know, say maybe 20, 30 decently sized leaves, and it'll be enough for us to all get really fucking high and have a great time.
I used to gather herbs when I was younger. I might be able to help.
Did you, dear? All right.
It's been a while, but perhaps it's like riding a carriage. I don't know.
Riding a bicycle. A what? Who are you?
I've had a lot of time to think when I was in the can.
Certainly, yes, if you would.
Automobiles.
The leaves are quite high up in the tree, so I don't know. That doesn't seem like something you would be very equipped to do.
Oh, I'm very equipped to do that.
Okay. Wow. Everyone in your group of companions seems to be very gifted. She, like, clearly old granny, like, what the fuck is going on here, smiles.
I just shake my head at her, know what she's saying.
Gifted is a word I would use to describe it, yes.
Yes. But the pipeweed is also easy to find. Very pretty little plant. It grows all around. But we can do something like that as a group. A little fun adventure.
Yes.
Not adventured for quite some time. Since you all were last here. But Melithil and I greatly enjoyed it and would love to be able to do so again.
I'm going to put on my nipple shirt.
And she granny smiles in your direction.
And then I'm just going to kind of flex a little bit and then...
Are you trying to join your companion in bed before you sleep? No?
And I'm just crowing.
Get out!
No, I'm going to have the crow wings just...
Okay. Oh, those are beautiful.
I have to roll burnout.
Mm-hmm.
Don't burn me.
Mm-hmm.
10.
You good?
That's a good idea. I should do the same and just bat wings.
Oh, wow.
Is that a spell?
No, I got the
Wings
my
of flying.
gift. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Wow.
right.
Okay.
I thought they just came out of your
Well,
skin.
Maybe.
you two should probably stick very close together. There are predatory
Scoot
birds
closer to you.
in the area that...
Watch out.
Would I know what I saw, or would I would just call it Big Bird, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck it was.
Yes, the large bird. Yes.
Do you know what it is?
It is called a rock.
Rock.
Yes.
Oh no.
Does it have a wingmate?
Traditionally, yes. Actually, it does.
Fantastic.
Usually the female stays and harbors and protects the nest, and the male does the hunting. To
Rare
bring
to
it
see
back.
them both, then.
Yes. Yes. Unless you disturb its nest or traverse far too close to it, it would become territorial and protective of its young and devour you whole. Birds the size of, and points at Adelstan's tree. Quite large, legitimately large birds. Please do not fly too high. They are always hungry.
I'm not surprised given how big they are.
Yes, indeed, and sadly, as well, less things in the area to eat for them, given recent events.
And I'm just gonna...
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you see a rock just...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at Felix!
Arthur just takes out the long blade. Arthur, please, covering fire.
Look at Felix go! Oh, look at Felix go!
Suppressing fire!
Oh, he does not.
What
I'll put him
recent
down quickly.
events?
I mean, Felix.
I mean, the horrifying state of the world.
Oh, yes.
Rocks are not predominantly fed by people such as us, but
Yes.
were known to attack if desperate for food.
I was...
And also with there being less activity in the woods,
Yes.
I mean, more free-roam animals, but the rocks are clearly too large to make their way through the trees.
I was concerned things had gotten worse.
Oh, no, nothing nefarious for us to report out in our area. I mean, Adelstan has taken quite a liking to our morning routine. He calls it oat meat, but he does his best and has a great taste for cinnamon now, and goes out gathering his favorite rocks, and he'll bring them home to us and show them. He calls it rock and tell. He likes to tell us little stories and things and practices songs, and we're trying to figure out an instrument for him, but he is far too large.
Yes.
Maybe a drum.
We fear the noise a drum would make in the deep.
I love how quick
that he would cause an avalanche and destroy the fellwood.
Tiny drum.
We could look into the thought of a tinier drum, and perhaps he could play it with simply his pinkies.
A finger.
Yes.
Castanets.
Castanets.
Just the sound of a gong.
I mean, I'm sure he would have a great time learning a dance.
Or perhaps a gourd filled with dried beans.
Like a maraca.
Ooh, very good. I do love pumpkin, so could consider that as well. We'll see what he prefers. So far, he mostly just really likes rocks, and showing us a lot of rocks.
That makes sense.
I've seen more rocks in the last few days than I have in my entire years of existence.
That's really impressive.
Yes,
I
impressive. Very.
just pat her on the shoulder.
Melithel alone was already quite the trial. And now you have gifted me a much larger Melithel.
Yes.
10 times his size.
Since I jumped up, can I still hear her talking?
Yeah.
Into her mind, I'm going to say, that's what you get for taking too long to shift.
Yeah, she just kind of looks up at your direction.
Just going to arms up again,
Yep. She just shrugs.
Air
Smiles
shrug.
slightly.
and then I'm going to gesture towards Thariel.
I'm following. What?
Aren't you still on the ground?
No, you went up and I was like, I'm following.
Oh, okay.
She would jump up right behind you.
They said to stay close. I'm like on your tail.
She's right behind you.
I'll just
like
look
this.
at you, try to keep up, and I'll dash 70
Yeah.
feet a turn.
Yep. Yeah, I'm imagining the flying speed granted by Wings of Flying would stay at your regular speed, so it would be 30. So, like, Felix would be slightly faster than you in the air. You kind of, like, just...
My flying speed is 60.
There you go. So, yeah.
Close.
Oh, God. She could dash at 120.
I know.
I know.
My God. Oh, God.
What the fuck?
I'm trying to keep up.
100%, like, against the pristine white backdrop of, like, you guys are above the height of the trees. You would see the pristine white backdrop of, like, the snow-covered mountains. And just, like, you going, like, ha, keep up, fly. And then just this black bat creature fly ahead of you.
Just gonna look at my ring. Damn it.
Are there?
Yeah. I would indicate that, only maybe 500-600 feet away, you would clearly see, poking outside of the traditional height of the canopy, a slightly taller tree with enormous leaves that are shaped suspiciously like a horizontal bee.
Like a bumblebee?
Like the
bee?
letter B.
Okay.
Like a capital B.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, that's
Branch leaf.
Yes.
It's like a
Yeah.
bumblebee stone.
Yeah, I was just trying to make it so this way it's easy for you guys to remember in the future. Should you ever want to do this stuff again, you can just go, oh yeah, we need the bee leaves.
Leaves.
Yeah, again, like she
we
indicated.
need about 30, right?
Yeah.
Before we start grabbing them, I want to make sure there's like no nests nearby or anything like that.
Yeah, I'll tell you that you take a couple minutes to, pause, kind of hovering over the height of the tree, take in its nature, and do your best to find various, like, crooks towards the branch connection to the trunk for where you know the nest would be. It doesn't look like anything nests in this tree.
Okay. Yeah, then start to gather.
Yeah. So you guys begin gathering leaves. Everybody else is sitting here. Melithel is just, like, kind of half asleep in his porridge.
Yeah.
She just like pushes him awake a couple times, and he's got like oatmeal running out of his eyes like tears.
Oh,
Just like dripping off of his nose. Huh. Oh yeah, that's right, friends, pervert.
yes.
How you doing?
I
Touch any good souls lately?
not in a while. No.
Do you wanna?
Oh, it depends on the soul, I suppose.
He does.
All right.
If it helps someone, yes.
Oh, it'll help. It'll help real nice.
Then yes, of course.
Very good. Maybe after the HUD stuff,
All right.
when we're nice and relaxed,
All right.
I can
Yes.
show you my soul. Always wondered what it looks like.
All right.
It's a star, but I don't know which star.
Yes, you did tell us last time that you had a star in you.
Mm-hmm. Fell from the sky.
Yes, you
Maybe.
also moved stars.
What?
Yes.
I did?
Yes.
I ain't done that in years.
Weeks actually.
Weeks?
Yes.
Y'all were here weeks ago?
Yes.
Wow. Maybe I moved stars. Yes, that's a thing that you... All right. You used to do that back at home. I did. Yeah.
Just for fun, or?
No, he was used as a diviner of sorts. Capable of performing spells of augury.
Today, like, did you rob a bank? But he would move the stars.
Yeah, I could twist fate. That's what they called it.
Yeah, no, I could.
I just said I was going fishing.
Fate fishing.
Fate fishing. That's me.
Yes.
It's nice.
It was very interesting what you were able to do. Yes.
Thanks. Oatmeal's great.
It's still just.
Yes.
I'm gonna like get like a rag and walk up and try to like wipe it off from his face.
Oh, thanks. I made a mess. I didn't realize.
It is okay.
How y'all doing?
We are all right.
Well, that's nice.
Better in some ways, worse in others.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, your soul. How's that doing?
Take my glove off. And...
Oh, you don't smell like death no more. That's great. Maybe she's not dead. Yes, Wow, you're not dead. That's wonderful. I hadn't noticed until he pointed it out for me. I'm so good. You're the best. So what happened?
We performed a ritual.
A ritual?
Yes.
Well, that sounds nice. I love rituals.
It was quite difficult, but I'm.
Difficult how?
It was close to not succeeding.
Oh. Well, I'm glad it did. You're alive.
Me too.
Yeah. Y'all did great.
A lot was given and a lot was taken.
Who'd you give it to? Oh, God!
Victoria's eyes were visibly widened.
You said you gave stuff. Who'd you give it to?
Just as part of the spell.
Oh! All right. Like sacrifice.
Yes.
It's like a sacrifice.
Well, that's
Ritual
nice.
sacrifice.
I hope whatever died in your stead is okay with it.
Yes. How are the two of you?
I'm great. We got that big rock, man. Shows us some really nice rocks. I love rocks now. I never realized. I might have a new drug addiction.
Oh no! Looking
He's
at
hooked on the
rocks.
rock.
Oh no, I'm good. I mean, you know, it was nice to have some new company. He tells us weird stories about different rocks that he's moved in the past. Told us about those weird little goblin things. Well, he told us how we squished that one orc thing y'all ran into on the way.
Yes.
Said it made a squish sound. Jelly. But not good jelly. You don't want to eat that. That's nasty.
Yes, it is. I had a question for you.
Yeah.
When we were here last, you pointed out some bad trees. Could you find one for me?
If I can smell it. Smells like oatmeal. Bad trees don't smell like oatmeal. It's still dripping over his nose. I mean, you're like ragging around his eyes and slowly get over his nose. Oh, it was the rag. I'm sorry.
That is okay.
I don't smell a bad tree nearby. We cleanse the whole place.
Okay.
We try to make sure that there's nothing bad and no doorways to hell around us.
Yes, that is good. Perhaps tomorrow
Tomorrow?
we could try to find one.
Sure, I could do that. I don't want to go inside.
No.
Okay. I can just point them out, though.
Yes,
That's
just
nice.
one would be.
Just one?
Yes.
Okay. I can do that for you.
I just want to take a look at it.
Pervert. You know, they get up to the real nasty down there.
Yes.
And you want to see.
Yes.
I like that. You're so curious, Ethan.
Yes. Very.
You said you cleansed the ones around here. How did you do that?
Oh, she did it.
Oh, look at.
Yeah.
Can you teach me what you did?
Sure. I mean, you are familiar with druidic magic, so I could begin to work on teaching you this, yes. It took a long time for me to learn to master. Unfortunately, because we had to leave at such a young age, I was not capable of finishing any of my teachings. So I have, well, obviously become more experienced over the years, but on a different path than normal people. But I would be happy to.
I would really appreciate it.
Of course.
I thought you were going to say, it's very simple, so we set them on fire.
We burn them with holy flames.
I'm a druid of the flame.
Right? Fireball! Fireball! We did it. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it is genuinely good to see all of you and to see all of you well, and
I can walk again, normally.
you can.
Yes.
It is true. Your legs were grievously injured last time you were here.
Yes.
Nice to see. Did medicine or?
I'll pull part of my pant leg up, because I have part of the metal out a little bit. It's like up to my calves, but I'll lift them a little bit.
She would look at it and then look up at you. That's marvelous.
Yes.
I would have never thought a man would have been able to become metal.
A friend made it for us. It is a sort of magical covering.
All right. Interesting.
Yes. There are runes on the inside that
Even more interesting.
attempt to stabilize the damage and act as a sort of arcane brace.
Very talented individual to do something like that.
Yes.
Very bright. Well, I'm glad you have such wonderful friends, Ethia.
Yes. She was very talented.
Yes. He's got a shiny leg. Yes, silver, sweetheart. Like the trees? No. No, not anymore. Trees are dead. Yes, sweetheart. We know this. The trees are gone. And it's not the same silver. All right. Aether's not a tree. No, he's an elf. He's talking. Some trees talk. Oh my god. I know they do, but he is not a tree, sweetheart. That's nice.
Not yet. Perhaps one day I may become one, but
You could be a tree?
There.
possibly.
Tree theer. I like the sound of that.
When we pass on, our body returns to the earth and may become a tree or a flower is not a lie.
The rock man says the same thing about rocks. That all stone giants become the mountain when they die.
We're not back, right?
I would say you guys, it wouldn't take you that long. It would only take you about 10 to 15 minutes to collect this. I would say approximately that much time has passed, and you guys would absolutely be in the vicinity once again, flying back
Just
down.
zoom in. Keep up, Felix.
Fucking magic. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I'd land with some of the
Oh, yes.
bee leaves.
Very well done, both of you. Thank you.
Did you enjoy your flight, both of you?
Very much.
Yeah. She would walk over and take the leaves from your hand and place them into a small pouch she has at her side and come over to you, and as she takes the leaves from your hands, when her hands press against your gloved hands, you're very cold, dear. Are you alright?
I'm fine.
Not much time out in the snow before?
No, I've spent some time in the snow. Not much recently, but... Well, not much of anything recently.
What do you mean?
These generous friends saved me. I was imprisoned for a couple years.
Criminal?
No. The wrong people.
Oh, persecuted unfairly and unjustly.
Correct.
Understood. A trial placed upon the backs of some of us undeserving but good folk. It is good to see you free.
It is good to be free. Thank you again for opening your home to us.
And she takes the leaves and puts them in the pouch as well and comes back over and sits by Melithel. Well, it is nice to see everyone, but I do not know if there are other things that you need done. Obviously, we are here to help with whatever we can possibly help with. Besides hot stuff.
Yes. Before we do that, when Vorst wakes up, I think we need to deal with, yes.
Deal with?
You have it, right? Okay. An egg of sorts, I think demonic in nature.
What?
Like a black stone with smoke coming out of it. A gray heart at its core.
Okay. Where did you find this thing?
We were given it by an orphan boy, Grimdar, who got it from a statue.
Grimdar?
Yes. Does the name mean something to you?
Oh, it sounds dwarvish.
Yes.
I mean, my dwarvish is a little rusty. But it feels like that name has a meaning to it. Does anyone else speak dwarvish?
I don't know if you told me the meaning already. Okay. I don't think I asked, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's skitzing out.
Yeah, the music's freaking out.
Loved it.
Heartbreaking sounds coming from the soul. Yeah.
Started talking about that egg, and it was just like,
Yeah, you feed in the egg, do it.
mm-hmm.
If anyone wants to autocorrect Grimdar to Grinder.
Grindar.
Did, jerk off some statues.
Stone man.
Bink, bink.
Nice.
Stone man.
Oh no.
Yeah.
How are we gonna get into Whitehall, bud?
Make it work.
Turn your backs, friends.
We need a dwarf.
I don't want you to see this.
Turn your backs. We're not kidnapping a little orphan kid so we can get in.
Actually, we do have a stone giant.
True.
It's not the sort of thing you should ask a little orphan kid to do for you anyways.
Nope. True.
Oh, if you cast a couple of balls, right? You know.
It's a good quote. Thank you, Luna.
I'm not going to share that with anyone.
I know.
Oh, no.
That's why she would look and just like. Again, my dwarf is unfortunately is rusty. Something about stone, I think. Do not remember. Forgive me.
Right.
A curious name. And very strange as to why a boy would have such a curious stone. Do you have it?
Vorst does.
Oh. Well, he's resting, so.
Yes, when
Don't
he
want to disturb.
awakens, Rirda apparently has been fed them before.
Rirda would look over, just also covered in oatmeal. Yeah,
You said you wanted to eat this egg, yes?
deviled egg.
Yes.
My favorite. It's good stuff. Is he alright?
Yes.
That was a suspiciously long time to answer that question, Ethier.
It's a difficult question to answer, really.
Oh, that makes more sense.
That's how he has been.
Oh, alright. Well, I mean, I guess if there was a place to, take him, I'm glad it's here.
I'm
Brought
not
him
sure.
to my house.
Yep. You guys just keep bringing things to my doorstep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You don't like it?
Oh, I love company.
I'll insight check the shit out of that. Oh no.
She loves company.
14?
15. Yeah. No. I mean, in the same obvious air as like the granny smile, where she's like
The gifted comment?
yeah, like it's bothersome, but like she does understand that you guys are not doing it callously or with any sense of like inconsiderate thoughtlessness. It's more yes, I respect that like we are trusted company, so like it is what it is. It's more like, I don't know. It's not quite resentment. It's more just like, this is difficult, but we're happy to help.
Yeah, I would assume she understands
Yes.
why we can't do it
Yes.
maybe in the city.
Absolutely, yeah. But ideally, we are able to help him in some way.
Yes, we are not pleased with the prospect of doing it at all, let alone here, but whatever is inside wants to get out, and I would advise both you and Melathil not to look at it.
Why?
It has a sort of draw to it.
It's got a demon in it.
Only if you touch it.
I guess that is what it sounds like, dear.
I looked at it and
Not exactly looking at it with a normal set of eyes.
yes, that is fair. It wants to be broken.
Wants to be broken.
Yes, so that whatever is inside can get out.
It's like a cage! Yes, dear, I was thinking the same. And you said there is a creature inside of this?
A smoking black heart.
Baby! Yes. I think so. I know what that is.
What is it?
It's called Felstone. F-E-L.
That's fine.
Time to go.
Stone. F-E-L. Stone. Fallen stars. But bad ones.
So not like the ones that get up and walk?
Comes from them.
comes from the ones that walk?
Yeah.
How?
Like, when the star falls... How does Melithel explain thermodynamically a meteor cooling?
Sexually.
Right? You know, it's real cold sometimes, and while the inside's warm, the outside's still cold, and your boys be jangling. Chilly like. Kind of like that.
Sorry, what?
I'm not
I
following.
missed that.
Oh, okay. I'll think of a different frame of reference.
Should we all make intelligence saving throws?
Saving throws?
You're now cursed with this knowledge.
Like when the oatmeal's real hot, but when you put it in the snow, oatmeal gets cold real fast. It becomes hard. It's kind of like that. Star's real hot, but down here it's real cold. So when the stars fall, it gets real cold real fast.
So it stays like that.
Yeah, it becomes a rock. And then at the middle of the rock, one of these things.
Like forging a weapon.
Kinda. Makes sense.
What are the good fallen stars called?
There ain't none. Good stars don't fall.
Oh.
Oh!
I hate you.
I know, right?
Because I have no context for this as Felix.
I know, right?
There's a
I
lot.
know
There's a
from
lot
Shield.
of that.
Yep.
I have so much in my
Yep.
brain that I have no context
What?
for.
What allows them to fall?
Well, I mean,
Can they be pulled down? Like how you move the stars, could you pull one to us?
I don't like touching the bad ones. They make me feel all icky inside.
But you're not able to, like, if you can move them, you can't pull them down?
Never tried. I don't like touching the bad ones.
And the good ones don't fall.
And the good ones don't fall.
But what makes them fall?
I don't know. I look at stars.
Okay.
What?
Don't mean I rule them.
Well, you can move them.
Yeah.
What makes a bad star?
I don't know.
Probably something similar to what makes a bad tree.
Maybe. I mean, I got a star in me. I like to think I'm good. When I die and I go back to the sky, I'd like to think my star would be a good one.
How often do they fall again?
Not often.
If you had to guess, and I'll look at Melicy.
I mean, he would like look up and she would absolutely look over at him. I think in the 2,000 years we have been walking together, we have seen no more than a few.
Are they usually desirable? Do people go out in search of them?
We don't... They do not fall always in our vicinity. I mean, there have been times when Melithel and I have witnessed stars falling in different areas out here in the north. And again, that does not mean that we have seen all the stars that have fallen.
Right.
But only one has fallen near in the Fellwood some time ago.
Do you know where?
Yes, we had previously talked about it, to the western edge of the Fellwood.
Is that where we found the tree?
You guys found the, like, desecrated tree still in the, like, south central area en route to Felfar then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could a fallen star be sent back up?
I don't know, never tried.
You just have to throw it really hard.
Well, if its corruptedness is what's weighing it down, perhaps if you change the corruptness,
It will ascend.
it will ascend.
Maybe. Oh, wow.
I think maybe it may be helpful for us to go see if we can find the star at the edge of the Felwood.
It's probably not still there.
That's what I'd like to see.
Seems like
I mean,
we
or
already
we
have
can-
one in our presence.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yes.
if we want another.
Not to take it, just to see if it's still there.
Once we
If it
find it,
isn't-
it feels like our responsibility, doesn't it?
Why not feed two to Rirda?
Why not feed all? No, but if we get there and find that it's not there, we know that someone is seeking them.
Not necessarily. If
Didn't he say that sometimes they get up and walk?
yes, if whatever is inside comes out,
True.
it
Could
will
be.
likely not still be there. We do not know how long this one was in.
How long ago was that
Possession
star
of
that
it.
fell?
She would look at him. I mean,
In reference to what you've seen?
difficult. I mean, since we have settled more here in the cottage, it's become easier for us to keep a little bit better track of time. Somewhere between 35, 40 years ago, somewhere around there.
It is almost certainly not still there.
Right.
Yes.
I'll just gesture at Rita. It's probably in there.
Yes, I would think so.
Slaps his belly.
A lot of oatmeal.
Has he like eaten half the cauldron at this point?
Make sure you leave room for the egg.
There's always room for eggs.
Yeah, always room.
Eggs are 0 calories.
Hey, they don't count.
They're eating rocks all the time.
We said that the egg contains probably a demon.
Yes.
Perhaps I can try and talk to it.
Frequently talk with demons?
You can try.
Actually, Theriel, I had a question for you. Maybe we shouldn't be here when he eats it. Are you still covered head to toe?
Yes.
And it's still midday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
How long has it been since you've felt the sun?
It's been a while. Been contained in a cellar for 3 years, so... a
About
while.
3 years.
Does it burn you?
The sun? I don't believe so. No?
Corin didn't do well in the sun.
Yeah, I'll kind of fly back a little bit into the sunlight, and I'll gesture.
Join me.
Is this because of the flight? You're upset that I beat you. You're trying to hurt me.
A little,
Take your mask off, see what you can really do.
but I can help you if it hurts.
Insight check.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
absolutely.
That's a 3.
It's a flat 13.
It is true.
Yeah, Felix is very stoic. So it would feel like stoic Felix just saying things matter-of-factly.
He's not lying.
He helped Corin.
Reach under my billowy cloak and just pull one of my long gloves off.
Mm-hmm.
Just exposing my scar-riddled long fingers.
Mm-hmm.
You're scar riddled.
Yes.
We'll get back to that.
She was tortured for years.
Your hands out.
But they're weirdly long. Come
Your
on.
hand is out. You gotta touch
plaque
your hand.
Little castanets, we can start a band.
Yeah.
Little
Would you
crab
step
claw
into the
each one.
sunlight with your hand exposed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that it feels like a curious tingle, like if your fingers were to go slightly numbed, but no pain.
It's uncomfortable. It's not painful. I'm not burning.
I'll give it a minute.
I
want to make sure.
Absolutely.
Roll the hand over. Full
No,
coverage.
Genuinely, I don't disagree that it's a meaningful experiment to ensure if something did happen. A minute or so would pass. The feeling wouldn't really worsen. It would continue. If anything, it would ever so slightly abate and feel almost like your body is naturally adapting to its presence.
Oh, that's concerning.
Oh, good.
All right. Good to know.
Great, so you're going to eat the sun. Great. That's good.
Fine.
It's so fine. So fine.
All right.
Got the sun, got the
Good to
moon.
know.
Yeah, you would see, as she timidly puts her hand out ever so slightly, you would see that her skin doesn't, anymore illuminate. Her skin doesn't have the same grayish texture that Corin's does. Hers remains more of kind of an ivory pale complexion. But yeah, obviously you can see that there are all kinds of small what would look like scratches or cuts all over like the backs of her hands and like over her fingers and things like that.
You're a cat owner. Got it.
Oh.
I've killed Dawn again.
Kill again.
What's wrong? That's what happens when you mix undead with Fae. It's fine now. Now we know.
I don't have any context. I have no context for this.
What do you mean you have no context?
It's fine. It's fine.
Fair again.
It's fine. She's an experiment, and they let us.
They
take
did
her.
it. She's a daywalker.
It's a test run.
Yeah, and she's
a test run.
She's with us. She's a daywalker.
Let her
They're gonna
escape.
say it
They
when we
let her
show up.
escape.
It's the daywalker.
That's why he said well done, because he's like, great, you did it. Have a great time. Good luck. Enjoy the experiment. We'll track you down later and bring her back.
What do you
See how it
mean?
goes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you have that homing stone I gave you?
Oh, and she
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay, all right, hold on. Let me think about this logically. Okay, hold on. Would you say any of that at all?
Absolutely not.
Just like remotely.
I don't even know that he said
Because
well
if you
done
do,
in
we got a
character.
de-winger. That's important. So Felix can get away.
My wings, I just got them.
Yeah, we got to get rid of those.
I didn't even know he said well done in character. This is just
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I'm just glad if shit gets real, I don't have to babysit you with sunlight. All right, that's good. Okay, I'll just like wait a minute. There's no steam or anything
no.
like Corin had. Okay.
Nothing.
Yeah.
This feels great. I love this.
So you don't need to stay covered like Corin does.
No, I suppose not, but it makes me feel more comfortable staying covered.
Because of the scars?
Partially. I've been found before. I don't wish to be found again. If I keep my self covered, maybe I can try and avoid being captured.
I'm just gonna point to you and Yalumlo as like stick
Probably
out a
doing
little.
all right.
You stick out a little bit with the, and I'll just gesture to the veil
Yeah,
that
the
you
black
have.
veil.
I suppose.
I mean, it would be the way that they had last seen you.
It makes me uncomfortable taking it off. I haven't been demasked in years.
No pressure, but it's good that the sun doesn't burn you.
I haven't felt the sun on my face in a while. Just peel it back again. Just
Yeah, no, again, in the same sensation. So, I mean, obviously, you have not genuinely seen the sun in a very long time. It would have that, even despite, there being a respectable canopy, it's still, oaken leaves at the height, so there would still be substantial breakthrough. And it would have that immediate, almost, jarring experience of blinding nature, where, because I have been in different areas for so long with zero exposure to sunlight, and even now, since we have been out, I've been in, a carriage and still been shawled. It is a very jarring experience. It stings with an intensity that is not obviously magical, it's purely physiological. Your eyes are just not equipped for it, so, it would immediately sting, you would close your eyes, you would have that same numbing sensation over your face, down over your neck for where the shawl has been pulled back and exposed. But no smoke, no nothing.
Good.
She just looks like a person that kind of recoils because it's ridiculously bright.
It's like walking out of a movie theater.
Yeah, because it's in the snow. And then,
Yes, yeah. And she's got the glare from the snow, the sun rays breaking through the canopy. But yeah, no, I mean, again, Thariel is a very, porcelain complexion, beautiful individual. Looks like she is in her early to mid 20s. Yeah.
I'm assuming with her hand there was no, like you said, her body adapted to it. There was no visible anything.
No,
for us.
no,
Okay.
nothing at all. It would
Sure.
feel like for her body adjusted to
Okay,
it.
yeah, because I would do something, but I have no context to do
Yeah,
it.
no,
so I won't.
not in the least.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, a moment or so would pass, and that sensation of numbness and even the striking, harsh nature of the sun opposite your eyelids would abate. It would feel very peaceful and calming, and if anything, I would think quite cathartically welcoming.
Yeah. I probably wince, and after my eyes kind of adjust. I just like, it feels nice, but it hurts my eyes.
Don't stare at it.
This does a good job of actually masking my eyes from the sun. I'm just going to. Much better.
It's good to know you don't burn like Corin.
I just have to
Corin burns?
Corin burns.
Oh, yikes. Will I burn?
Catherine absolutely would also indicate at her own attire, because she is clothed completely, sleeves up and over, mask and everything, a collar like that extends up like a V-neck, or not a V-neck, like a
high
turtleneck.
cowl,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, she would absolutely as well. I would burn, unfortunately. And it is important that I maintain full extent of my covering at all times. So, whatever it is that has been done to her is seemingly the same, but in a degree different.
Into Catherine's mind, I would say, if you ever begin to burn, let me know. I can stop it.
Nod and
The new
say
model
out loud,
iPhone.
thank you.
The upgraded version of
Mm,
whatever I am.
New features.
Yeah.
It's fine. The
Waterproof.
brand new release, Don.
No water burns in the
And you guys
sun.
got one.
Wait, what? You're waterproof too?
No, water resistant.
Water resistant. I'm not waterproof.
How far?
They let her out.
3 meters?
Find out.
You want to go in the lake?
Here's a vampire.
You can go if you want!
Yeah,
She-
that's why
she'll
there's-
actually
that's why there's
binge,
no one
doesn't just
there.
sit.
You're like, oh, weird. It's so strange. There's nobody here in this big feast hall.
While that whole conversation was happening, Ritora would go up to Melicy, and in probably Elven, just like quietly so no one else
Yeah.
hears, just say, Amiria, can I speak with you privately when you have a moment?
Yeah, she would look around and just gesture toward the tree, like maybe 10, 15 paces away. Sure, I mean, your friends are talking. That isn't a problem.
Not really worried about you.
Yeah, no.
What are Arthur and Catherine and Benjamin?
They would be making sure that Benjamin is eating, and just sitting together, kind of like a decently sized trunk, like stump that they would be sitting on. They would be sharing it, the three of them. Arthur would just kind of be like
With the oatmeal gun.
out of his side of his eye, making sure that like Benny's eating, but then like every once in a while would just reach down, grab the like bottle of whiskey, take a swig, and then just kind of look up at the sky, just like, holy shit, like this is a strange place. Yeah. So I mean,
Staring
if
at
she is comfortable with stepping away for a moment or so. Yeah,
Step away with her.
cool. Everybody else goodbye.
He's got to be oatmeal gunning him. There's no other way.
He is.
I didn't mean to make everyone get up.
Oh no. We share.
Go. Just go around it.
Yeah, there's a toad directly behind you.
Yeah. So I mean, again, only about 10, 15 paces away, it would look like you guys are taking like a little leisurely stroll. She would feign like pointing things out of the nature around you, because you had expressed an interest in the flora. What's wrong?
One of the reasons we've come here is to remove some of our friends from a dangerous situation in the city.
Hold on, because the music is really
Yeah,
fucking
it's
like,
it's
Oh my
going.
god. I'm gonna restart the. Engine start. Hooray. I mean, we definitely still have internet. It might be the website itself, actually,
yeah.
sadly. 'Cause that one is, like, not loading. Whatever. Okay. Yeah.
Our friends, Arthur and his wife and his son.
Mm-hmm.
I think they might be staying here for a bit.
Yes, they're welcome to.
They're the only ones that we've told about you in the city.
Thank you.
They don't know the extent of
Who we are?
who you are.
Good.
As much as we do trust them, they are dear friends now. I don't think I would share what you've shared with us with them. I'd say probably having this conversation in
Elvin.
Druidic, even.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
I would perhaps keep that to yourselves. They have been in the city much longer than us.
Yes.
I don't know what they might know of the history of this area and what ties
We have to it?
you have to it. Yes. If it wasn't dire, I don't think we would have brought them here at all. But
I understand. Thank you for the warning. I mean, obviously we will not be deceptive. Put certain elements of our paths together. We will ensure that we shed in the right light.
advisable.
Thank you.
I wouldn't want anything to happen to you because of us.
Thank you. You're a new friend. The one you said you rescued.
Yes.
You've not known her long?
Only since yesterday?
Yeah, it would have been like literally about a day and a half now, approximately.
Not long at all.
And she was imprisoned?
Yes. We rescued her. We got her out. And we were seen by someone we shouldn't have been seen by in the process and put some of our friends in danger.
Mm-hmm.
This is us trying to right that wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to create more wrong out of it.
No, I do not blame you. As you are standing here with her, obviously walking, but like at a leisurely pace, you have only seen Thariel briefly unmasked, but in that situation in which she removed her veil and stood in the sunlight, obviously she would have been very illuminated, and she would have had, her eyes closed for most of it. I will tell you that she, in her features, meaning Thariel, you are a perceptive enough person, bears strikingly similar features to Melisy.
Does Melisy see her?
What do you mean, does Melisy see her?
Or, because she removed her veil, though I guess at that point we would already...
You guys would have been preparing to walk, but like as that conversation happened, she would have genuinely paused to watch. She would have seen her.
She said her name is Elvin.
It is. Little wretch.
She doesn't know what it means.
Poor child.
We don't know much about her. But she comes from these woods.
She said that? I do not know how. Nothing really lives out here. Nothing really stays. And no one else like us has lived for quite some time.
You've never encountered anyone like her, have you?
No. We've seen no other elves like us besides you in a very, very long time. We have obviously attempted to be discreetly hidden to the best of our capabilities for most of our time out here in the woods together, but even before our Glatha did finally fall, we had not seen any other elves traveling outside of their domain. They remained reclusive.
That makes sense with my upbringing as well.
Yes.
I'm not exactly typical of...
No, you are not. I would tell you to treat her with kindness, and I hate to say it, curiosity bordering upon fear. She seems, well, for now.
I've tried to take that mindset into most of my encounters since I've arrived here. I've not been very good at it.
No, it seems not, but you have at the very least finally been able to collect, I suppose you could say, a handful of good-minded, good-hearted people who, judging by the fact that you still exist as you do, were at least good enough to do all that they had to save you.
These people I trust.
Yes. I would postpone those feelings towards her until you have more of an opportunity to see who she is at heart. And then judge for yourself. She just seems to me, her existence feels doubtful and mysterious. And I would hate to see you all hurt. But a creature such as her, a person such as her who has been through such misery, I would also hate to see her treated with just callousness and distrust. So, caution.
She's a welcome friend with us.
That is good.
Unless she proves otherwise.
Yes.
We have no reason to treat her unkindly.
That's your good nature speaking. And you should be proud of that. Thank you for the warning. I would say she would turn and start to walk back towards everybody at that.
It's good.
The music is really broken.
Is it?
Yeah. I restarted it.
I'll reset it on over
Okay.
here. We can just sit in silence as we feed Riri.
Right?
Sweet, sweet silence.
Yeah, I mean, you guys would, be perceptive enough to notice that Melicy would step aside for a moment or so and take a brief walk with Ritora, showing her various plants and things like that at the base of a field of tree. Okay. Seems better. Thank you.
If this seems better, it must have been super broken.
It was terrible.
Yeah. There might just be interference from other devices or something.
But yeah, no. You guys are all still hanging out.
Just fly around in the sun.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Feeling good.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if there's anything else anybody would like to be doing during this time frame, or if there's any other continued conversation you guys would like to have. If not, I mean, we would get to midday. They would complete the required gathering of said herbs and things like that, and
yeah, the only thing I want to do is have a private conversation with Melthel, but that's not until I see his soul, so that's not immediate.
Sorry, could you repeat?
I was just saying the only thing that I want to do is when I want to have a private conversation with Melithil, but not until I see his, when we go to see his soul or whatever.
Oh, sure.
Have a private conversation with him.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
That and going to look at the tree and stuff
Okay.
privately, but that's not now because he said he wanted to do that later.
Later. Yeah, no, absolutely.
The only thing that I would have done with some of the downtime would have been figuring out how to turn this new sword I've been given into a packed weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have done that while I was chilling next to... I probably would have taken the seat as far away from the fire as I could.
Mm-hmm.
And,
sensibly.
Chilled my bowl of oatmeal while I was hanging out with this sword.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, that takes the traditional, I imagine, hour or so for the class feature, because I think you just...
I think you can do it on a short rest.
Oh, sure.
I think it's an hour to make it a packed weapon.
Okay.
But
an hour to attune, so yeah.
Yeah, something like
during the downtime, absolutely, no problem in that. Okay. Anybody else, any other things during this?
Go ahead.
I would have just been haunted by my dream.
Good. Yeah, absolutely. Make for me...
Oh, God.
A charisma saving?
No, make for me a history check. And I'll tell you that, since you're sitting effectively in contemplation, I'll tell you can make it with advantage. Absolutely.
Two 18s.
That's great.
So history, 2 18s.
Nice.
218. Yeah.
Also 10 in.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
It's almost like it happens naturally.
11 in.
Oh, I'm
One
sorry.
above the Grimdar, the bar.
Grimdar was...
Right?
he might have had 10 in at one point.
He lost
He
it
had
along the
brain
way.
damage.
He's, where is it? There it is. That thing.
Willie's club slowly sucked his mental capacity away.
So, I will tell you that... Alright, you have recently had the
You'll never know brand stats.
You have recently had the confirmation that your father was indeed ordered for the city. You would recall that when your father became gravely ill in the beginning and you were still living with him, obviously his features would have started to go gaunt. He would have become slightly, thinner, becoming emaciated and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
You would start to ponder, because of the visuals of the flesh on the bone wings the skin on that would have also looked comparably withered.
Like aged?
Not aged, more so like... The indication would be that... So like when you lose a substantial amount of weight and you have like the densely wrinkled skin where it would look loose and almost baggy, it would look like that. You would also be able to, having experienced enough things now inside of the campaign with bloat, that you would think and connect the idea of it being bloated flesh that is sitting on the wings. Giving you the indication that, like, hey, that skin, if that's supposed to be my skin, that doesn't look like how I look. Do you know what I'm saying?
Like it's not my skin, presumably.
It's either not your skin, or if it is your skin, something is going to happen to you to make your skin that way.
Good.
So, like, again, in the idea of, like, prophetically for what Benjamin says he sees with seeing your spirit or your soul, an indication of something is still sick inside of you.
No.
Good.
And connecting that to the visual for your father would have had as he became swiftly emaciated and starved and would have swiftly lost weight, and his skin would have started to bloat and kind of sag and wither.
Great. Okay.
You're gonna have those thoughts alone.
Wither and slither. Thario, you seem rather interested or attuned with nature. I noticed as we have been traveling. Is that simply because you have not seen it in some time, or did you grow up somewhere that it was important?
No, where I grew up, we spent, well, most of our lives in the woods. I would venture out to the meadow and, you know, pluck herbs and flowers and things like that. I spent a lot of my time in the wilderness. It's a nostalgia thing for me.
Yes.
I haven't really been into the wilderness since, I don't know, I was about 16.
That is a long time.
It's nice to be back. I miss
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There is a sort of comfort in the silence. Quiet sounds.
Yeah, I would again reiterate the notion of, like, when he says silence, that would feel very reticent with you having sat in a cell for a year surrounded by, like, the wails and moans of people in anguish and horror.
Yeah, I was not really a big fan of the city when I came out this way, but I did what I had to survive, and going to the city was that. And my experiences with loud noises have not been good, so
Yes.
it's nice to be back in the silence.
It seems that very few people come to the city and are taken by it in a sense of enjoyment or happiness. It is mostly out of necessity.
Were you from the wilderness? Did you spend a lot of your time in the woods?
Yes. I grew up in a small town by the sea. And when it was time for me to leave, I went first to a village south of here and then came up north, hearing the plights of all the people that went out into the snow and in search of something else, to try to find them so that way I can send their souls on, helping people that cannot help themselves. Until I met this group of people, most of my time was spent in the wilderness, alone.
It's a very chivalrous act, helping those that cannot be helped. Or that cannot help themselves, rather. That's how the orphanage was for me, at least. Gave me a sense of purpose.
Yes. Purpose is important. It helps to shape us as people. I do not consider it a burden, but more my task in life.
Can I tell you all about this dream I had last night?
I'd really prefer if you didn't.
Nesgrim, please don't. Maybe another time.
I would love nothing more, Nesgrim, than to hear about your dreams of fighting Wembley again.
And I would just recount the dream. And say, I don't have the actual dream written down, just
what he told us earlier.
Just spooky under tree hole. Mom visage. Like
My under tree.
Yeah, didn't she hugged you? She hugged you, right? Under the tree?
Is that what happened? She hugged me?
Yeah, she embraced you from behind in a quite loving fashion.
Didn't that actually happen?
That did, yeah.
Then
Very good.
it's more a memory, right?
It's slightly
With a passive
memory, yeah.
23, yeah.
It was more the connections I was able to make in my sleep.
No, that's too mean. No. I wouldn't worry about it. Right?
Sure.
There's no reason to worry. Do you feel fine?
No. I feel worried.
I can't put him to sleep.
Right?
Did you perhaps eat a lot before you went to bed?
This is the dream I had in the caravan on the way.
It's common with the children that if they ate a large meal before slumber, have terrible nightmares.
You're talking about the orphan children?
Mm-hmm.
Right before bed the other night. I'll just nod at you. Okay.
Sure, the orphans. Them too. I'm just kidding.
Do I have any sharp wooden object in here?
Like perhaps a steak?
Around this time, Ritora would return from her brief little stroll with Melisy, who would sit back down on the trunk of the tree adjacent to Melithel and whisper something to him in his ear. Yeah! I don't understand. Why? I should be quiet? I'm not being quiet? I'm sorry. Okay. No problem. I won't tell him nothing.
Just deadpan looking at him.
Looks out at everybody and smiles.
Ritoria's just...
Yeah,
It's a secret.
Ritora would look like... I feel like that's up to you to describe.
Just...
Cool as a cucumber.
Like trying to just keep a very straight face, but like the eyes twitching just a little bit.
Yeah, into your mind, what did you do?
Can I reply?
Nope.
To you?
Nope. You have to say it out loud.
Alright, I'm not doing that.
Are you
That's
okay?
a trap.
Are you okay? You seem unwell.
No, I'm quite fine.
Okay.
That's good.
You seem well.
So Ether, in front of everyone here, I'd just like you to know that if the worst would happen to me, don't ever fucking perform your ritual on me.
I don't think...
All right. Why?
I don't want it.
If that is what you wish.
I think you're helping people, but I'd prefer if you didn't. I'm just gonna look at everybody. You all heard me.
Right?
Can I ask
I
why?
heard you tell Ether not to perform the ritual. Understood.
Any of it.
Yes. He fears not to perform.
Or anyone else. Yalumlo, the fucking lawyer.
I would laugh in your mind.
I just squint at you. You know what I meant.
I understand. It is something that you do not fully understand and are not comfortable with.
He don't want you touching his soul, pervert.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah.
I'd prefer to be taken home.
All right?
Where's home?
Where the heart is, Nazgul.
Did you just like that?
Yengema.
Yangema?
Yes.
He said, yo, kappa kappa.
No Melithel.
Your father is still there, correct?
I'll nod. I don't think anything will, but
You can fly.
not for long. Only about an hour.
It's underwater. That's all.
I don't know what's doing that.
Yeah, no, me neither.
It's cursed.
He's been doing that on and off for a few weeks now.
I mean, it always does it,
Yeah.
but I don't,
It's
Hey.
not
worse
drastically
tonight.
worse.
That didn't work.
No.
It's a good try. Percussive maintenance.
Yeah, I mean,
Just smash it.
Bonk bonk.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. I will respect your wishes.
may you also remove the. I'll just gesture your head. The soul crown, skull crap. I don't remember what we called it. That may be a problem.
Yes. It is probably all right.
What were the conditions again? Get rid of the rotting one.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Or myself.
Or you get rid of her.
Just kill God. Problem solved.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please. And I'll look at you
Yes.
like genuinely
Yes,
pleading.
I will respect your wishes. Rarely do the people that I perform the ritual on have a choice in the matter.
Into your mind, I'll say, or I'll drag you in the river with me.
I understand.
I'll just give you a very serious look.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Of course, you are my friend.
Smile and then look down at your legs.
I cannot.
I could have let it get to half. I'll wait 3 seconds.
Yeah. Again, do not know if there's anything else anyone wants to do with the remaining space.
Just look at Ritora after speaking with him and wink.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I changed the subject quite
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
harshly.
Mm-hmm.
Why we
Yeah.
So, anything you guys want to talk about before we do?
How are you feeling?
Me?
No, please don't.
We didn't want to open up at anything.
Perhaps
not-
we should
not great.
wake Vorst and deal with the Rirda situation beforehand.
The egg.
Maybe after.
I think if we wait, it might be worse. He had said that we're limited on time.
It would be a shame if one of us decided to check the egg out during hut stuff.
Bad trip.
I'll just kind of step back.
Mm-hmm.
Just do whatever you want.
I'm gonna go wake up Vorst from his 8-hour nap.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Violently.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's on fire.
Yeah, I mean,
The
you
carriage crashed.
would step inside the cottage and ascend the little wooden steps, and he would just be sleeping on like a little simple cot.
Wrapped up in blankies.
Snoozing.
Yep.
Sleep.
Oh, he's running.
Pretty much.
He's having a dream.
Vorst,
You gotta put cheese in front of his nose.
sorry to wake you, but I think we had better deal with the egg.
Yeah.
The longer we wait, the worse it will get.
Is it cold in here?
Probably.
Kind of.
Alright.
Riada will know, I think, if it is too far gone, and then we throw it in the woods far away and run.
You'll find it. We're
We
good
throw
at
it
that.
in the lake.
It's been in my bag for a day now. It smells like me. He'll find it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me put my boots on, and I'll be right outside.
All right.
Walk back
Can
outside.
you have Arthur get me a drink?
Yes.
Thanks.
Yeah,
I'll walk back outside.
absolutely.
We can't do that.
Thank you.
He seems like a whiskey guy. So he would laugh and just
Yeah.
jokingly, he seems like a whiskey guy.
Yes, I think so. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. No problem.
Stand outside the door and awkwardly stand there with the cup and wait for Vorse to come out.
I'll walk outside. I don't have my armor on. I just got like my clothing and my cloak and stuff with a blanket over my shoulders.
Ebenezer Scrooge hat, nighty.
What's your natural AC?
Huh? What? Only one way to find out. Yeah, and I'll drink my whiskey and look at everybody.
Good breakfast.
Does this taste like oatmeal to anybody else?
Good stuff.
Oatmeal whiskey.
Weird, it just has like icicle oatmeal around like his beard. Because he just ate and then just fell asleep where he was sitting and did nothing about it.
Oatsicles.
He's just packing it.
Ether said it's time. You know, to go eat second breakfast.
It's time.
I don't think we have a better plan, yes?
Yeah. Anybody know, like, I don't know. When we did that thing for Rotora, we drew pictures all over the ground with chalk. Can you do that to a person?
What?
I think we could draw them on the ground again.
Like any, like, is it protection magic, I guess? Is that a thing?
I can protect him, yes.
You know how to do that?
Yes.
I'll point at Ruda's chest, and because they did that to his
Like
chest.
I said, they've just been really bad.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. They did that to his chest to, you know, make the effects happen. What if we did something else? Draw a different picture.
Like the opposite?
Maybe.
You cast whole person?
You okay there, Paul?
No.
What about Felix? Is Felix okay?
No! He's upset. He doesn't want to do this.
Yep.
Do you know anything about that?
Don't just guess.
No, I mean, you read books and shit.
I can't perform traditional magic, but
Correct.
would you like me to make a
I
history
mean,
check?
I would say that definitively you, in your copious years of study underneath your father, would have known that there are absolutely, and you know from having seen like the symbols for abjuration, and you're very well versed in the schools of magic themselves, you would understand that abjuration would absolutely be able to provide some sense of protection against charms and possessions and things like that.
Would there be a chance of blowback if it's done incorrectly?
Blowback in the sense of the spell failing, not in the sense of it worsening the effect or reducing the individual's ability to resist said effects.
Okay, so it's not like it will...
You're not going to like miscast the
like,
spell.
we're not going
and
to miscast it and weaken.
Correct.
Like, okay.
Yes.
Same. Like, would I know anything about?
I would equate them to you in the notion of specifically charms. In the idea of there are individuals who are resistant to charms and resistant to comparable effects, and that you would know that there are ways to magically imbue or bestow that positive effect of protective nature to someone for a limited time. Yes.
I would relay that to you.
Mm-hmm.
Just give it a try, I guess.
I thought you said don't try.
Well, the DM told me differently. that there wouldn't
Thanks,
be
God.
that there wouldn't be blowback.
Yes, that would be Felix's assumption based on the way in which he has studied magic. That like usually when spells are unsuccessful, they just don't produce anything.
No, just shrug.
All right.
To be fair, you also know burnout's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only helped me.
Before you feed it to Rirda, can I just try one thing?
What is that thing?
I'd like to try and speak with it.
Can you do that from a distance?
That's probably not the smartest thing to do.
It's gonna stay in my pack until it's ready to get eaten. So
You wanted to crush it
I mean, it's in a cage.
until you crush it.
I can hear you just fine. You can say from over there.
I mean, yeah, I don't
Speak into
have
my
to...
ass. That's where it is.
Yeah, I mean...
Hello, demon.
How would it all feel? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in Infernal, can I yell at his ass, I guess?
My infernal ass, John.
Just
Can she yell
yelling.
at it?
Just yelling.
What? Just
No,
any words or attempting to convey anything in particular?
I'm just gonna go with the standard, can you understand me?
Papa, can you hear me?
Yeah, Papa, can you hear me?
It is inside of your bag, Vorst?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's in a satchel on my hip by itself, wrapped up in a blanket.
Okay.
Or whatever piece of cloth he had given me.
I will tell you that you'll yell this at his ass. And yeah, you guys all hear her speak in a very guttural, strange language, like yeah, I will tell you that you do not hear a voice, but you feel almost like your heart instinctively skips a beat as you finish the sentence.
Did you get anything?
And like
I didn't hear anything.
Just to be clear, I did understand what she said.
Yeah.
Do I recognize the language?
Did I sense the thing respond?
No.
He's not
Would
talking
you
to
recognize the language?
Someone who had started to study Infernal.
Yes. I would say you would recognize that it probably is that. I would say you're an intelligent enough person to recognize that, like, based upon the symbols that you've seen that have looked reticent to, like, a traditional alphabet, they would make the presumed sounds of what you would have seen from
the
present.
accents and
yeah, the accents and, like, the inflection in the voice and the harshness of the consonants.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, yeah, your heart just...
I just... Ooh.
That was fucking weird.
Did you hear anything?
It responded, but not using its words.
Okay.
Sounds friendly.
I can try to speak to it again.
No, I think that's fine.
Do you feel like you're getting anywhere with it?
I mean, I just said a couple things. I didn't
Try,
really ask it.
try asking it what it wants.
What's your sign?
Pisces, are there two of you?
Of course you're a Gemini.
ASL?
You have a boyfriend?
So you're single?
Is there a
Seeing
Mr. Heart
anyone?
Try asking it what it wants.
You want to maybe grab dinner?
I guess in the same Infernal, can you tell us why you're here? I have a heart attack. I'm gonna be so mad.
Vindication again?
Play stupid game.
Again, you I would say a little bit more softly, but still like in a loud, very clear, distinct voice. Say those words, and I will tell you that once again, as you finish the sentence, your heart skips a beat, where you get this almost paralytic numbness comparable to the way the sun felt on your skin. You get that tingling throughout your body in a way in which when your heart skips that beat, you feel that disruption in the rhythm reverberate through your body.
Would I compare it to a heart-skipping beat in sense of, like, anxiety, like, oh no, bad vibes? Or like a, like, startled, like, happy excitement?
Are these butterflies?
Yeah, I see you right now. I'd like, can I vibe check?
Second romancing the stone, right?
Romancing the stone. It was the first one that came up, and I was like, it's your boy.
I would tell you, no. It feels more comparable to that final moment of life before death.
Oh, God.
Christ.
How did you have context for that?
This is fine.
Oh, no!
It feels as though that paralysis is complete and total, and like your body halts from within.
From the outside, do we notice this reaction?
She is an incredibly well-covered individual. I would say almost no. She
fair.
would speak and then like stop moving, but like there's not really any other indication.
But what about those of us with a high perception?
Yeah, I mean, again, your natural is like a 22,
You have a face.
23.
Well, no, they can also perceive your body language.
You
change.
would detect
If you're
a very
fidgeting,
minuscule,
stop
sudden pause in her
Okay.
movements.
Sure.
You wouldn't be able to infer anything in an insightful sense as to what that might indicate emotionally, but
Yeah.
like she
Just that it
speaks and then pauses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the cartoon, like, heart popping
Yeah,
out
like
of the chest.
Yeah. So like your breath would catch in your throat, your eyes would feel like your vision would lull over as that pulsing sensation.
No more talking to my ass, please.
Can I just ask it one more question, and then I swear we can eat it?
Please stop.
We?
You're done.
We're having a nice conversation.
Shit, we?
Me and your ass.
She said we. Maybe we feed it to the sea monster.
Why did I wake up? Why did I wake up?
Into her mind, I would say, what are you trying to find out?
You can respond telepathically to him.
I'm gonna jingle my glass at Arthur again.
It's true intentions. I do not believe in inherent evil. It could just be a trapped creature.
Let's say hypothetically it was evil.
Then
Do you think it would tell you its true intentions?
I think if it was truly evil, it would have nothing to lose. So
But what if it had something to gain by lying?
I just don't wish to cause harm to something that we don't necessarily know is, I don't want to say bad, but
Has it responded to your first two inquiries?
yes and no. It's responded not with words, but with a feeling.
A good feeling?
You cannot hear. This is
That's in their mind.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, this is telepathically from Yaluma.
I don't suppose it's trying to reach you like it did Ether?
It tried to previously, but I was strong enough to fight off its request. But if you were trapped in a cage and there was somebody nearby to let you free, would you not do everything in your power to be freed?
If I thought they were going to kill me if I didn't lie to them? You're asking if I would lie to get out?
I'm asking, would you not do everything in your power to be released from a prison if you were trapped in one? You freed me.
Yes.
Did you lie to get out?
I'm not saying to trust it necessarily. I just want to be sure that we definitively have a reason not to.
I don't know that you will.
Right before, yep.
I don't know that you will find that certainty. You won't know if it's lying or not. Even if it did respond.
I just fear that there is the possibility it's innocent. And we're going to kill an innocent creature for no reason other than it's evil. I am evil. I am not good, and yet I'm here and I've caused you no harm.
Tread carefully.
I'd break the connection.
Yeah.
So are we just gonna brain talk? I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume.
It's been real quiet. I'm a little worried.
About like 15, 20 seconds would have gone by to where you guys would have. You've been around each other enough.
Yeah.
So
Somebody's brain talking to somebody around here, and I can smell it.
So I've tried talking to the stone,
Okay.
and the stone has not responded with words. But it is sentient and is responding.
Just touch it.
I have.
No.
Not again.
Absolutely
Askrim, please.
I have, and it wants to be released from its prison.
Which is why we should not be touching
like a
it.
demon. Yeah.
Adrian asked to be killed, and that did not work out well. I think we should not listen to strange creatures that tell us things
Residing
possessed
in
or not.
stones.
Demand things.
Yes.
So let me get this straight. You don't think you should listen to strange creatures that wish to be released from a prison?
Well, you're not necessarily a
You
strange
did not.
creature, friend.
Nor did you
In
ask
our
us to
defense,
be released.
somebody else sent us here.
Someone spoke for you.
Last I checked, you're not in a prison anymore.
Are you saying you speak for this being?
I'm saying that nobody else will. I at least want to be sure that we're firm in our decision and that we have everything working with us to say that we should kill it.
It's awfully noble.
So if we released it and something went wrong, you would take responsibility for that?
Yes.
Your
Clean up after
responsibility
it.
would be very comforting if it killed me.
Take it on walks.
Get it in a nice
You're gonna
leash,
feed
I would
it?
feed it, take care of it.
Take care of it. Wash it.
I'm not saying that it is not bad or that it will not hurt us. I'm just saying, let's be sure before.
This uncertainty might kill us, though.
Yeah.
If you wish to kill the creature, then you have just met me. My decision does not carry any weight.
I'm
in
pretty
this field.
sure eating it's not gonna kill it. And I'm gonna point at Rearda.
Yeah.
Seems like something else is living inside of him.
They'll have friends in there. My belly.
Which is exactly why we shouldn't
Belly
feed it
friends.
to him.
Maybe we
So
do feed
we'll-
it to the sea monster.
Friends
So
in
we'll
your
create
back.
an
Yeah,
army
you don't
and
have
your
belly
friends.
friends.
What was that rhetorical?
The sea monster. No, it's a bad idea.
Wait, you got
I'm
the
not-
rock? The egg? Is it egg time?
Yeah.
I like eggs.
We're not doing it.
We could.
How do they?
It's a bad idea.
How'd they do the
It's a
ritual?
good idea.
It's not.
Ritual?
Yeah, when you eat them.
Oh, I mean, there'd be like, 5 of them around me, and they'd be speaking stuff, and I don't understand.
Probably to protect you.
It sounded like that,
sure.
right? It sounded like that.
Without
What she
that,
just
What
said.
the lady did?
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
Well,
we're
with-
in
They
over
said
our
stuff,
heads.
and I don't know what it meant.
Without them to protect you, you might change.
I don't know.
I think they were hoping for change.
I don't know.
Do you happen to recall the sound of the words?
I would eat a thing and then black out for a couple days.
It wasn't an orc,
Days?
right?
Yeah.
Was it orc?
Sea monster.
Vitora,
I don't
please.
think so.
It sounds like.
It's a little more.
Gotcha.
I have an idea.
No. Vitora's idea is good.
What happened the
If
first
it's very cold, it makes things very cold, as if it were ice, right? Let's just throw it in some fire.
That's a bad fucking idea.
No, we should
We
throw
don't
it.
fry the egg.
We should throw it in the lake.
Lake egg.
Feed it to the monster, like Vitora
He
said.
would still find it.
Unless the monster
No.
eats it.
He can swim.
He can't swim like that thing.
That thing is fast.
And I'm just gonna give you a look like,
What the fuck did you see down there?
would you like to see it?
No.
I can show you.
Oh.
I'm gonna approach Vorst.
Yeah, you walk towards one.
Yeah. I'm gonna put my hands towards your head.
Yeah.
I'm gonna touch his head.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will try to show him the visage of that lake being.
Absolutely.
Would you like the visage of the lake being?
I will say that it would appear before you
Like-
like a flash in your mind.
Like from my perspective, I'm
Yeah.
assuming, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Like the most horrifying thing you've ever seen?
It's you're gonna see it move
like
a little
Zero
bit,
from the Nightmare Before
Yeah,
Christmas.
hey.
There you go.
but
Yeah.
massive.
Yeah,
Little
that
friend.
That-
like
Do you see us in
like
see us?
comparison?
gargantuan size.
That's
Cutie.
us.
Can I flash my fear back at him?
Oh no!
Yeah. Be prepared, motherfucker.
Woo!
Yeah, you're gonna see the giant
Can he?
fucking thing that ate my chieftain. Unhinged
Because he's
jaw.
connected to you, yes.
He can show me.
The world.
Welcome.
Great.
You've opened up the phone book.
Ours.
Stephen caller number 5.
That's a talent.
You would see an enormous, as previously described, what they call a Tanaruk. A figure that would look quite like Vorst, but more bestial and simultaneously demonic in nature. Holding aloft an elderly man that he, kind of like Attack on Titan-esque, just rips like his legs off and then lets the remainder of his body fall into his open maw and crunch him whole.
Do we flash back? Do we flash back to reality, I guess?
Yeah.
Snap back to reality?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll start to squeeze your head and just say, how do you think they made it? You want to feed it to him? Go ahead.
I'm gonna look back at you.
Change your friend. Change him.
This is a very intimate
You know
moment.
how to draw symbols, right?
And I'll point to Ether. He knows better.
You said you know magics.
You've seen him perform it. I don't need to do what he does.
I'm gonna push the blanket off my shoulders, and I'm not wearing a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Draw them.
You can't eat it either, Vorst.
That's my egg.
Absolutely not.
Reared at Vorst is gonna eat your egg.
He's 12 deep.
I'll fucking
One of them's not gonna hurt.
I'll kill you for the egg. It's my egg.
Let's say, hypothetically speaking, that your friend is essentially the general of an army. He's trying to recruit new members, and you want to feed him another one.
I don't think.
I don't
Reared
think
is-
you heard.
Reader's not general material.
He brings up the rear. What do you mean?
Weird. He's a host.
Is he offended by me saying?
He's the caravan.
Yeah.
You're adding another soldier to the caravan.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I'm gonna fucking eat it.
You
Congratulations, we have 2 caravans.
Vorst, you
No.
cannot eat that.
The longer we argue, the worse this is
We're
going
running
to
out of
get.
time.
Ether.
Can I make another suggestion?
I'll just look to Ether and say in his mind, help me.
Can I smite it?
What will that?
That'll crack it.
We don't want that. We don't want to break it.
But maybe if I break it.
Yeah, I'm gonna look across the crowd of all the people arguing at it here.
I'm
2 options.
It is not my decision. I will draw symbols on whoever wants to eat it. It is not my call. I do not think you should eat it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to tell you that Rearda is he stands from the stump he is sitting on, and you watch as he just in kind of like very shaking with both anger and frustration and sadness, enters into a rage and absolutely runs towards you and leaps.
Now we definitely can't have it.
Can I try to grasp him? As like I'm assuming I would turn and see him leap. He would be leaping towards both of us, so I would just try to stop in midair.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to make a DC.
I used my
Strength
reaction
save?
to. Evade.
Yes, I believe it's strength.
Yeah, you can take the dodge action.
Oh no.
27.
Oh god.
He beats it. You got it, Chief.
Yeah, he's gonna try to grapple you because he intends to take a step.
Yeah, I'll try to duck out of the way and avoid getting grabbed, I guess.
Athletics or acrobatics for you, buddy? It's athletics for me. Well, you can look at it. It's the pink one.
Yep, that's a 20.
Oh.
Can I help Vorst?
I would say you would have already been preoccupied with trying to grasp him.
Okay.
I would like to cast command.
25.
25? Yeah, no, with his bonuses, he is a 29.
Strong boys.
Yeah, absolutely. You would cast command on him as he is having successfully leapt on Vorst and pinning him down. You can cast command.
Cast command until grovel.
Sit. Stay.
It doesn't feel unfair for it to be the thing within him resisting.
That's fair.
Is anybody else permitted any actions? Or
Yeah,
vocalizing anything?
Everybody would be able to have one thing I would say would be absolutely fair. It is a 17 on the die for the higher.
That'll pass.
Yep.
Well, I tried.
I know.
Ether, draw the fucking thing with your hands. And I'm gonna grab his head. If he's on me, I'm just gonna grab his head to shield his face from his hands.
As the indication for this happening in a very swift moment, I would say that this would be in the time frame of him having leapt upon you. He would absolutely have his hand around your neck. Like, he is full on grappling you, having effectively mounted you, and the singular action that I am permitting everybody is you to resist the grapple. So we have Ether, Yalumlo, Thariel, and Ratora. If there is a singular thing you would like to attempt to do,
And Arthur.
as a reactive measure,
Yeah, if I'm able to communicate with Arthur. In his mind.
I would say again, the indication being for this immediate round of things being the grasp.
Gotcha.
Being the activity.
Can I cast Bestow Curse?
What is the range of the spell? Touch?
It's touch, but I was near these guys because I was talking into his ass.
Sure, absolutely. Yes, you would be able to cast Bestow Curse on him.
It's ass range.
You just grab his butt.
He has disadvantage on all strength ability checks.
Okay.
And saving throws.
Automatically happens. I don't make a saving throw.
I'm sorry. It is a save. It's a wisdom save.
Ooh, what's your DC? I hope it's high.
It succeeded on my wisdom save, so
Well, he's raging, so...
it's the thing inside
I
of
see
him.
this is also an
Yeah.
effect on the body, though.
Count. That's rage still helps with that shit, right?
I don't
even-
think rage helps with saving throws against wisdom.
No.
No.
It helps with, depending on the...
Strength.
I
think it
am
does.
under the consideration in the same way that I have demonstrated the connectivity between the spirit and the body.
That's
And
fair.
when you are cursing his physique.
Weak man.
So even
Not
if his
his
mind's
willpower,
being
but
like
his-
altered,
right.
his body can only be so strong.
Yeah. I feel justified in having it be just straight up from him. Yeah, no, for wisdom it would be a 5, so he would absolutely fail and he would be cursed.
Yeah, he's got disadvantage on all strength and ability checks.
Ratora, Yalumlo, and Ether.
Strength saving throws.
Strength checks and saving throws, yes.
Would you permit action, bonus action?
Depend on what they are.
One of the actions, one of the bonus action being to wild shape.
Okay. And then
I want to wild shape into a stoat. I want to try and steal the stone.
it's in your bag still, right? You didn't take it out.
Which I'm assuming he's down, so it's...
No, it was in his butt.
Yeah, it's on my hip, like on my belt. Satchel.
I will say yes, because I think the idea being you are effectively making just an investigation check.
Get it.
You maintain your own whiz and charisma, not the int of a stoat. So it would just be an investigation check based on your mental attributes.
I'll do this one.
The Zephyr one?
No.
Yeah,
Small
use
crime.
it. Spite him.
Small crime.
You said
It's
investigation?
investigation.
14.
Yeah. I will tell you that you, underneath the heavy weight of Forst and Rearda, are able to slither inside of the bag, and you, inside your little stoat hands, crawl up.
No.
Oh no, it's covered in a blanket.
Yeah, no, I would not take it out of the...
Yeah.
I do not think you would be able to lift said thing with the weight of blanket as a stoat. What's the strength score of a stoat?
Oh, it is a full blanket.
Hold, please.
I'm going to assume it's like 3.
It's probably
It's probably between 3 and 6, somewhere around there.
I will say too with bestow curse, so when it does the saving throws, if it fails, its action is to just stand there and do nothing. So I'll read it. So it says, while cursed, the target must make a wisdom saving throw at the start of each of its turns. If it fails, it wastes its action that turn doing nothing.
At the start of its next
Yeah,
turn.
if he
Right.
fails the save. for the next one.
Got bestow curse.
Brown bear.
Good.
Shark. Spider. Come, where's the weasel? Are you kidding me?
Yalom and Ether. What
Uh,
things would you be attempting to do during this time frame?
Strength 3.
Yeah.
Behind those eyes.
I would say you would not be able to lift it up while it is inside of the blanket.
I'll grab it anyway.
Okay.
My strength is
You
3.
can't crush it.
Yeah, I can't crush it.
Yalom and Ether. You guys would see this happen. You would see Retor become a small stoat. You would see Thariel lay her hands on Reardal on his back. You would see Nesgrim shout out the command to grovel. And you two would also both be right here.
I would just grab the ash from my pouch and try to draw a protective symbol on his back.
Rear does?
Yes,
Or forests.
Okay.
Rear does, because I'm assuming that he is going to eat it.
Sure. Absolutely.
When he raged, did he seem
Enhance in
like
his features?
himself?
He would have enhanced in his features, and it would have seemed like as what's...
So I guess the question that I'm asking is, like, he's either not himself and he's actually trying to kill Vorst.
Yeah,
to
no,
get the
I
stone,
understand the intention of the
or
question.
he's himself and he's trying to protect Vorst.
Yes. I would say, based upon your experiences around him, the fact that he looked incredibly mournful when he did it would give you the reticence that he is in control of himself and that he's
Okay.
attempting to do this to protect his brother.
Sure. Then, I guess, I would speak into his mind, and I would say, we'll let you protect him, just let us protect you as much as we can.
And telepathically, you would simply hear back a strange, non-voice sound.
Or weird as sound.
Non-Rearda sound. Clearly an infernal. Say the word.
I would respond in infernal.
Mm-hmm.
Release him.
Bless you.
You would feel the connections. You would run up, and in ash, you would trace swiftly a symbol for abjuration on Rearda's back.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you. It'll stop eventually.
Well, Thariel, Forst, Ether, Felix, you guys are all adjacent to him. And he, inside of his rage, I will tell you that very suddenly, Forst, you feel this splash over your face and chest as spokes from inside of his chest penetrate out from within him.
Jesus Christ.
In the same way that
My way.
you took the shadow from the explosion of the Helm Tower, you see, with an intense, radiating, almost horizon heat, dark, shadowy fire breaking out of his chest, bathing you in his blood. And we're going to end there.
What the fuck?
You didn't roll great.
I know. I shouldn't have went first. But I was right there.
Quill?
Good time as always, buddy.
Well, good night. No, thank you guys very much for watching tonight. Warrune1, thank you for the follow on the $5 donation. DJ for the sub.
You're welcome.
Percy for the sub. Thank you guys very, very much. We appreciate you all very, very much, and we will see you next time. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Birds aren't real.
They're super real.